So what are you doing?
Tasting. See if I got
And-
it seasoned.
You've been doing what to get it seasoned? You put salt in it?
Salt.
Anything else?
No, not yet. No, I don't put anything but salt while I'm boiling it.
Okay. And you said you use dark meat because
Yeah.
that's what you've decided over the years is
I
best.
don't like white meat, even though I used to mix it.
Okay. So now you use thighs,
Yeah.
dark meat.
Well, any dark meat, it doesn't matter.
Well.
I like thighs.
So you've definitely got your onion and celery done. It's way done.
Yeah.
And your water has lessened, so are you gonna put your broth in there? Your chicken now?
I'm not going to, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put some cream of chicken soup. It makes it creamier.
Oh, I thought you were talking about doing that after it was leftover.
I do it.
Oh, then too.
Well, I'll put it on top of it before I even cook it.
Okay.
I'll put it in the bowl and then put, I don't know where, sometimes I don't even put a whole pan, but I don't, just this by itself, I don't think it's enough broth for my dressing. So, instead of adding this water, or chicken broth, I add soup. Now we'll taste it again in a minute. Yellow meal, I normally have white, but when I bought it at the grocery store, they didn't have white.
So what we're about to do is mix up the cornbread, which is the third element of the chicken and dressing. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you're saying that you bought yellow cornmeal instead of white cornmeal, and
Okay.
because it's all they had, and you normally have white.
Yeah.
Let's move this.
I'm going to put an eggshell stuff in there.
Okay. So we've got cornmeal and eggs, and what's in the white bag? Flour. We've got Gold Medal all-purpose flour. We have cornmeal. We have eggs.
Usually Aunt Jemima's my cornmeal.
Okay, you like that brand.
Yeah.
And then we have salt and baking powder.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna mix up the cornbread, but we're not gonna cook it yet because we've got some errands to go run.
Okay, I usually mix it up in just a regular coffee cup.
Okay, not a mug, but a cup.
Not a measuring cup.
Yeah.
It's
One of those creative recipes.
And I put a cup of each, and, you know. Now, if I'm making cornbread to eat, I put whole cup of meal and half or 3/4 of flour.
Okay.
But since I'm gonna make it this, I'm gonna put a whole cup of each.
So you change your cornbread recipe for the dressing to a cup of each.
I want it thicker.
And if you were making just cornbread in the pan to put straight on the table, it would be a cup of cornmeal and
About 2/3 to half. You know.
if it was going straight on the table.
Yeah. I wouldn't want it this thick.
Now you didn't do a level cup, you're just judging it by eye.
Well, cut.
Yeah.
I'll level it off.
Right.
fasten it if you don't have it in a container. Fasten it after you open it. And I keep mine in the refrigerator
Why?
to keep it, stay a little fresher. See, I don't use, I've got containers for them, but they're big. And just 5 little pound, I don't use them.
You don't cook as much as you used to.
No, so I just keep them in the refrigerator when I need it. I'm using teaspoon. This is a tablespoon in it.
You don't have your glasses on.
Well, this has been washed off.
Okay, so how much baking powder are you putting in there?
2 teaspoons, 3.
Yep.
I'll have to see just how much I think we need. That's 2. I want 2.5.
2.5 teaspoons of baking powder.
Yeah. I'll probably put a teaspoon of salt since I've already got everything else salted.
You got how much salt?
Teaspoon.
A teaspoon, because that didn't even look like a whole teaspoon.
Well, let me add a little more.
Well, you said you had everything else real salty.
I do. I'd say a teaspoon and a half.
Okay, teaspoon and a half of salt.
You just have to kind of judge for how much you've got the other stuff salted.
To taste.
Well, you can taste
Because
this.
you told me you put all your salt
Yeah, and
in the cornbread and the chicken broth so that you don't resalt when you put it all
Are
together.
we going to bake this now?
How long do you bake it?
It'll take about 30 minutes. I don't want
Totally up
I
to
don't
you.
want to put the liquid in, the egg and the milk, unless we're going to cook it.
Well, that's up to you. We have errands to do. You can cook it now or cook it later.
You want to rest a little while? And they're not really open yet, so it'll take a little while for the oven to get hot.
Okay, what are you putting your oven on?
About 375, 400.
Which one?
Oh, let's try 400. Now I'm going to put oil in the pan.
What size skillet is that?
This is, I don't know, just a small iron skillet.
Okay, it didn't look small on the video. It looks small
I don't know where the,
than that, but so you put about a teaspoon of oil in there.
see if this one has, this is,
Same size.
yeah, but I wondered if I had.
It looks like about an 8-inch skillet,
Real
kind of.
small.
Yeah, it's a small.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
Now these are the skillets Teresa and I are going to fight over,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I went and bought her one. She wanted this one for the cornbread.
We both want it for the cornbread.
I'm gonna see her. I'll see if that's enough. But anyway, I can get on a paper towel and do the same thing that I'm doing.
Just putting it all over the bottom
All
and
over
up the
the bottom and
sides.
the side, where it won't stick.
Seems to me I remember you used to use bacon grease.
I got bacon grease, I still would.
Oh, if you had any, you would. Okay.
Yeah, because it make it taste much better. One egg.
So you're beating your egg before you put it in there.
Yeah. I don't add my egg till I get all this mixed up, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't measure my milk, just to you the consistency that you want it.
Well, describe what consistency you're looking for because,
I will. I'll show it to you whenever.
okay.
You see how that's not enough.
That's dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want the skillet hot.
Okay. So you put your skillet on top of the stove to heat
Yeah.
your oil.
Yeah.
You want a hot skillet to put your,
It makes a better crust.
okay.
You see, that's still too thick.
Still too dry. Okay.
Well, too thick.
Mm-hmm. But what happens if you put too much milk in it?
It'll be thin,
Okay.
and nothing wrong with it. It'll just be thin.
What will it do to the cornbread?
Nothing. It'll just be thin. I like mine just a little bit thinner than that. There no. It's to your own. And you know,
Taste.
it's something you can't say how thick you want it or how thin you want it. You know, you just want it where it'll pour in the skillet.
Okay, that's what I was,
Easy.
as I remember, it
Yeah.
has to pour pretty easily,
Yeah.
and that's the consistency you like, is that it pours easily from the bowl to the skillet.
Yeah. And it also will make consistence of your cornbread not as thick. I don't like real thick cornbread. I like it medium.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my taste, you know. It's not. But you see how it looks now?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you want it.
That's what you like.
Yeah. I don't think my cornbread, my skillet's hot enough yet.
How do you know when your skillet's hot enough?
When you kind of see bubbling of the oil. And when you look here and you can see it kind of bubbling.
Okay. That's getting the oil really hot.
Skillet in the oven hot enough yet? No.
Nope. There's your onions and celery cooked together. And your chicken. So we have the chicken, we have the onions and celery, and we have the cornbread. Those are the preparation, those are the ingredients for the corn dressing casserole, is what I'm going to call it, since you do it in a 9x13 pan.
Because everything will be done when we get it all mixed together.
Okay, so then it's just heating it in the
Uh-huh.
oven is what you do.
Yeah,
okay.
heated enough that it mixes together.
Mm-hmm.